Drawing was my first love. I hate Hello everyone, my name is Nala, like the Lion King, and this is my channel DBNaila, done by Nala. Alright guys, so hello again. Today we are going to be doing 3D art. Like, I've seen it, it's like a really cool trend on YouTube, and I really want to try it out. Start with the recap, of course. So, last week created a rug, which I got right here. My little baby. I'm thinking of putting a little eyeball in it and like cutting it and then putting a camera in it. So I can look at people. I also created a commission with you guys, which was really fun. You went with me through the whole process. But yeah, so basically, let's get some drawing done. I haven't drawn pencil on paper, I swear, in like so many years. Drawing was my first love. I hate but let's see how this turns out. Okay, enough talking. I'm gonna start it up. Alright guys, so today, like I told you guys before, I'm gonna be doing this 3D art. So you're drawing two images with a blue and pink color pencil right on top of each other. So the first piece I want to make, since it's going to be a kind of crazy piece, is my baby picture, and I am going to draw on top of that my current picture. So I want to just show like growth in general, so we're going to see how that looks. It's going to be a fun experience. I got my giant paper here, and so we're going to get to drawing. Okay, so we are getting started. So I have my two colored pencils. The first color I'm going to start off with is my red color. So this is definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, because like I told you guys, I haven't drawn like pencil on paper in about 3 years. So let's see how this works out. It is really funny because like I always tell you guys, like when I do my painting, it's really hard to like go back and, you know, fix a mistake, but color pencil is entirely different than regular pencil. It is not easy to erase. So this process is very specific. It's all the stuff that I don't like, but I'm just going in really lightly with my first ideas of the shape, and then I come back and I start my shading. And so a tip with my shading is I always try to do my shading in like one direction. I have a specific style, one type of angled look. It's funny because remember I told you guys from the last videos that it's really hard to like get proportions right and to make sure you can really see things proportionally, because it's not going to look like you. And honestly, this piece does not look like me. It's looking very rough, but I mean, you know, we'll see how this turns out. Of course, guys, I'm going to be tweaking like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the one thing too. You always have to keep sharpening. I don't miss sharpening when it came to pencils. I'd rather just draw on my Procreate app on my iPad. But I mean, it's really good to get back to your roots, like I said before. So I told you guys, you know, I've been drawing for my whole life. I've always loved drawing. You know, I started off just copying magazines or comic books or even manga. Like, I literally used to copy everything I seen. I had so many sketchbooks. I'm gonna find it one day because it was kind of hilarious. I used to draw everything. Like at the restaurants, I always had a little note bag or like a sheet of paper on me. But now I'm into painting. Alas, I know I have gone with the social norms, but painting was really fun. Like I told you guys before, I started honestly kind of in college. I didn't really like the idea of it. It was very hard for me. One of my first process videos was very cringy. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. But I mean, the whole point is you don't learn from just doing it once and giving up. You learn, and then you have to keep going until you better yourself. So there's going to be plenty of fails, which is why I have this channel, sharing my fails with you guys so we can continue to learn. But I think it was kind of like an epiphany when I started using paint the correct way. And I've done so many like pieces for some of my classwork, a lot of unfinished pieces. So, you know, I may go back and just start finishing some ones for you guys just to see how that rolls out as well. But yeah, it was really interesting. You know, on like a weirder note, just a little further explanation on even like why I even created this channel to begin with. I kind of touched it a little bit just now, is that I want to go through my failures with you guys. It's more so like, it's weird because this is kind of therapeutic in a sense. I don't really talk about my past and family that much, but growing up, I was raised by my dad's side of the family. My grandmother raised me, as well as my aunts and godmother and uncles. So I never really lived with my parents. So I say that because a lot of the reasons why I get uncomfortable with like creating in front of people or just expressing things, you know, besides creativity, it's very hard. So just to kind of break it down a little bit, so I told you guys I didn't live with my parents. They're both amazing, you know. We're good now. But growing up, my mom was away and my father would visit frequently. You know, he was still there in my life. It's just that I never lived with him. But when he visited me, we would always do creative things. Like that was literally our thing. Like he would always bring like maybe India ink or some type of jigsaw puzzle or some weird paint or pencil or just something he would always find that we would do together, and we would do it together, or he would just kind of sit back and look at me. And it was a very highlighting time in my life. You know, a lot of that time was during some traumatic times, but that was one of the times in my life where it's just kind of like, you know, those were one of my favorite moments, just sitting back creating things with my pops. And so this channel is like a resemblance of that, you know. It's just kind of like I'm going back to my roots and just creating things I've never tried before, and I'm being vulnerable to you guys. So when I say it's kind of triggering for me, it's triggering because for the longest I didn't like anyone to look at me do my process. And I guess that's kind of, I don't know, I think I'm being a little hypocritical, because what I really wanted for the longest was I wanted to have that relationship, that creative relationship with my father again. He doesn't create art anymore, and you know, that was his choice, but somehow it was connected to me, and that really kind of broke me, honestly, in a sense. You know, the most creative time of my life is what I spent with my father. So the fact that he doesn't create anymore, and it's just kind of like, I think internally I refuse to have other people look at me, and I refuse to have people take my father's spot. I guess, I don't know, you know how you are in your head sometimes, but that's how I felt for the longest. So this job with Painting with a Twist and doing this channel has really like tested everything, you know, so I'm trying to work those things out. And pertaining to my mom, you know, she was away. I think she left like maybe when I was around 4 years old and came back in like the teenage time of my life. And what me and my mother used to do, we used to send each other art and just creative thought processes all the time. You know, I made a scrapbook, and it was nothing but just drawing and sharing and just trying to get everything I could onto paper. You know, it was kind of like I wrote letters all the time back and forth to her. She would draw me a picture, get someone else to draw a picture for me. But that was that creative hole with me and my mom as well, you know. And then when I did visit her, we would do a lot of creative things. If it's a coloring book or even doing I Spy, there was a lot of creating, like thinking processes behind that. So part of me, I guess I'm still uncomfortable with the idea of the creative process and how a lot of those creative processes that I had before were kind of taken away. So doing this channel really is like therapeutic to me. Like this is literally therapeutic to me. And on another note also, today was my great aunt's birthday today, Rosalind, and I miss her so much. You know, I miss her so much. I wanted to just say that, to put it out there, because I know she would have seen me now. She would have been so proud. I'm 100% thankful. You know, like I know everything happens for a reason, and I feel like every scenario I've been in has been for a reason to structure me to who I am today. So I don't hate my past. I don't, you know, kind of relish in it, but I know it, and I know that it doesn't define me entirely. You know what I mean? Like I can use that past on my own. You know what I mean? So just doing this channel is kind of me attacking that past. Like, you know what? I'm not going to let this made up scenario in my mind gonna affect my future. So moving on, since we wrapped up our piece, I told you guys I was going to show you guys the ending of that first painting video we did, and I never got to show you guys last week. I apologize. So of course I'm gonna go back with my Gamvar gloss. I told you guys I'm working on it. Gamvar gloss, and I'm gonna make it shine because I love how it just makes everything shine. And so I look at it and it's just mwah. I am so happy with it. I'm gonna wrap it up, get it ready and sent off, and I'm so excited. But honestly, thank you guys again for looking on and listening to me and just hearing my process and how I think and things like that. But so it turns out that I don't have the 3D glasses. I have been looking for these 3D glasses. So the glasses I'm talking about was like the ones you used to get to the movie theaters, like you used to watch Spy Kids, you know, and they don't have them anywhere. I ordered some on Amazon, they came late. Amazon let me down today and I am so upset. I was rooting for them, but I ordered some tomorrow and I will have the actual ending piece and the final of everything tomorrow. So keep a lookout for another video, or I might just say let's keep a lookout Monday or Tuesday. Thank you again as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the notification button on, please. And also comment what I should do next.
Finally! I've been trying to catch you boys all day! Now that I've got you right where I want you!
Like and subscribe.